So welcome here all of you once again in our beautiful marathon session for the GATE examination of 2022. Then this is basically geometric design part 2, and where we're in design of horizontal alignment yesterday. So we start from design of horizontal alignment of geometric design. So design of horizontal alignment. Yeah. So basically, design of for the stability analysis on horizontal curve without super elevation, we have one formula which is for basically we have for stability analysis. Stability analysis on a horizontal curve without super elevation. Without super elevation, we have one formula which is P by W is equal to V square by GR, where P by W is centrifugal ratio, where P by W is centrifugal ratio. Okay, P by W is centrifugal ratio, and this formula is for stability analysis on horizontal curve without super elevation. And our next condition for design of horizontal alignment is stability condition against overturning. Next, stability condition. Stability condition against overturning. And for this, we have a formula like P by W less or is equal to B by 2H. Okay, so what is B here? B here, B is center to center distance between the wheels. V is center to center distance between the wheels. Okay, and what is H? H is height of center of gravity of vehicle above road level. H is height of center of gravity of vehicle above road level, above the road level. Okay, so this is all about stability condition against overturning. So and our next condition is stability condition against transverse skidding. Okay, our next condition of design of horizontal alignment is stability condition against stability condition against transverse skidding. Okay, so for this we have a formula P by W less or equal to F, where F is obviously coefficient of friction. Okay, so this is all about of design of horizontal alignment, and these three condition is important in design of horizontal alignment. Let's move forward on our next topic on geometric design, which is impact factor. What is it is impact factor. Basically denoted by I. So before, basically we have a formula in impact factor, something like this. I in percentage, I percent is equal to P max upon W into 100. Okay, where P max is centrifugal force, where P max is centrifugal force. 1 second. Yeah, P max is centrifugal force. P max is centrifugal force, and it also have its own value, which is a own formula like W by G into V square by R, where V is in meter per second. Okay, so by using P max is equal to W by G into V square by R, we have a modified formula of impact factor, something like this. V square by GR into 100. V is in meter per second. Okay, and if V is in kilometer per hour, then we have impact factor is equal 0.28 V upon capital V upon 9.81 into L by 2N into 100. Okay, where L by 2N, where R is equal to L by 2N. Obviously this R is equal to L by 2N, and small v is equal to 0.28 capital V, where V is in kilometer per hour. Okay, yes, this is in square. Okay, so this is all about impact factor. Impact factor in terms of V when V is in meter per second, and when V is in kilometer per hour. Okay, so we move forward. We move forward on our next topic, which is super elevation. Yeah, super elev super elevation. Yeah, super elevation. Basically, we denote it by E. Okay, basically super elevation express the ratio of height of outer edge with respect to the horizontal width. Draw we draw a diagram for the sake of better understanding. Let's say this is surface, and here is your vehicle. Okay, and force W, P. This is normal. This is theta. This is theta. Let's say this is E, height of outer edge, and let's say this is width, which is equal B. Okay, so we have, so elevation is equal to, elevation is ratio of height of outer edge to the horizontal width, to the width. Look, this width, this one. Super elevation is ratio of outer edge to the width. Also, super elevation is equal to tan theta. Okay, but generally theta is very small. Generally this theta is very small. Generally theta is very small, so we get E is equal to sine theta. Okay, And also we have one formula, E is equal to E by B, where A is the horizontal height of outer edge and B is equal to horizontal width. Okay, so this is all about super elevation. Now let's be move on relation between super elevation and coefficient of friction and centrifugal ratio. Okay, so next topic is relation between super elevation, coefficient of friction and centrifugal ratio. Centrifugal ratio. Yeah. So we have for this we have one formula which is E, which is super elevation, plus F, which is coefficient of friction, is equal to V square by GR, which is value of centrifugal ratio, where V is in meter per second. Meter per second. Okay. And R in meter, obviously. R is in meter. And if V is in kilometer per hour, then we have formula E, super elevation plus coefficient of friction, is equal to capital V square upon 127 R, where V is in kilometer per hour. Basically, this equation is the equation for horizontal curve design. This equation, it is equation of for horizontal curve design. It is equation for horizontal. Oh, I'm sorry. What this happened? Give me a second. Yeah. Horizontal curve design. Yeah. So yeah, this is all about relation between super elevation, coefficient of friction, and centrifugal ratio. Yeah. So let's move forward. We have one table for between a type of road and super elevation, which will help you to solve numericals. So let's see. Let's go through with that table. So here type of road, and here maximum super elevation. Maximum super elevation noted by E max. Okay. So let's say type of road is urban road and plain and rolling road. Plain and rolling road. And third road is hilly regions. Road in hilly regions. Hilly regions. Okay. So if you have urban road, then you get maximum super elevation of 4%. And if you have plain and rolling road, then you get maximum super elevation of 7%, or obviously 0.07, and here 0.04. And if you have a road on hilly regions, then you'll get maximum super elevation of 10% or 0.1. Okay, so to remember this table, it will help you on to solving numericals. Okay. Yeah, guys, one more thing. We minimum minimum super elevation which provided on a road must not be less than the camber of road for the adequate drainage of water from the surface. Okay, so what which is a minimum super elevation, which is provided on a road, must not be less than, must not be less than less than camber of roads, camber of roads for the adequate drainage of water, for the adequate drainage of water, adequate drainage of water, water from surface. Okay, so minimum super elevation must not be less than camber of roads for the sake of drainage of water from surface. Okay, let's move forward to our next topic, which is the value of coefficient of lateral friction. Okay, let's say our next topic is value of coefficient of friction. Value of coefficient of friction, which is denoted as F, obviously. Okay, basically F varies from uh, 0.2 to 0.15. Basically F is 0.2 for 0.20 for muddy roads, and 0.15 for newly constructed road. Newly constructed roads. Okay, and basically IRC recommended 0.2 for 0.2 for coefficient of friction, because as in India there is a lot of road which is not modified, so IRC recommends F is equal to 0.2, and by taking a factor of safety of 4/3, by taking factor of safety of 4/3, we'll get a safe coefficient of friction. Friction is 0.2 into 3/4, which is 0.15. Okay, so this is all about coefficient of lateral friction. Let's we move forward to equilibrium super elevation. Yeah, equilibrium super elevation, denoted as equilibrium. Okay, so as before doing this, let's we draw two diagrams for the sake of simplicity. Wait a second. Yeah, let's say this is two wheels. Okay, and this is effect of pressure due to this wheel, and this is horizontal surface, this is leveled road, and we have another diagram which have surface something like this, and let's say here, wait a second. Yeah, here we have two wheels something like this, Let's consider both wheels have equal size, and this is a pressure due to effect by these wheels. Okay, here this is super elevated road, elevated shit, super elevated road. Okay, this is this have an inclination with theta angle to the horizontal. Okay, so as we already know, is equal to tan theta, and E is equal to v square upon 127 r, provided v is in kilometer per hour. So theta will be tan inverse v square upon 127 r. Okay, theta is equal to tan inverse v square upon 127 r. What it means? It means that if road surface is super elevated by this value, by theta is equal to tan inverse v square upon 127 r, then pressure on both the wheels will be equal. If theta is equal to tan inverse is v square 127 r, theta is equal to tan inverse v square upon 127 r. Okay, then pressure on both wheels will be equal. Otherwise pressure on both wheels will be not equal. Okay, and and again E equilibrium is equal to v square by gr. E equilibrium is equal to v square by gr. Here v is in meter per second, and E equilibrium is equal to v shit. Here E equilibrium is equal to v square upon 127 r. Here v is in kilometer per hour. Okay, so this is all about equilibrium super elevation. Let's move forward to maximum value of centrifugal ratio. Yeah, this is what it is. Maximum value of centrifugal ratio denoted by C. Here we denoted C. Okay, as maybe you already know that since a limit has been imposed on the maximum value of super elevation and lateral frictional resistance. Okay, so maximum centrifugal ratio is determined from two limited value of super elevation and lateral friction. Obviously that as a limit imposed on maximum value of super elevation and lateral friction resistance, so maximum centrifugal ratio C can be determined. C will be determined from E max is equal to 0.07 and F max is equal to 0.15. Basically these both terms recommended by IRC, that E max will be 7% and F max will be 0.15, obviously maximum. Okay, so centrifugal ratio is equal to E max plus F max. So C is equal to 0.07 plus 0.15, which will be is equal to 0.22. But we already know centrifugal ratio is equal to V square upon 127 R. So we'll get R is equal to V square by 28 approx. Okay. So this is all about centrifugal ratio and all these stuffs. Well, we move further for the sake of better simplicity of solving numericals. There is a lot of probability to get a numerical on super elevation. Okay, so let we see our design of super elevation. How we'll design super elevation. Okay, basically we have 2 to 3 steps for designing of super elevation. So let's move further, which is design of super elevation. Design of super elevation. Okay, basically IRC recommend that ki super elevation should be provided to fully counteract the centrifugal force due to 75% of design speed by neglecting lateral friction. Okay, IRC recommends that super elevation should be provided to fully counteract the centrifugal force. IRC recommends that super elevation should be provided to provided. Give me a second. Super elevation to be provided to counteract centrifugal force due to 75% design speed by neglecting lateral friction. Okay, so by kept this recommendation by us in our mind, we try to design the super elevation. So let's take our step first. Okay, by kept this in our mind, we will neglect the lateral friction F. So take F is equal to 0, and we have our obviously we have our formula, and take V is equal to 75% of design speed, which is equal to 0.75 V, and we have our formula E plus F is equal to V square upon 127 R. Put these value on this formula, so we'll get E plus 0 is equal to 0.75 V square V whole square upon 127 R. So we'll get our value, which is E equilibrium is equal to V square upon 225 R. Obviously where V is in kilometer per hour. Okay, so here is E equilibrium. If E calculated is less than E, wait a sec, E maximum, then we provide E is equal to, shit man, give me a second guys. Then we provide E is equal to E equilibrium. But if E calculated greater than E maximum, then take E is equal to E maximum. Okay, this is our first step. Let's move on step second. In step second, consider we'll provide E is equal to E max, and we need to find here F, lateral friction. So again we have our formula E plus F is equal to V square upon 127 R. Put this value on that formula, so we'll get F is equal to V square upon 127 R minus E max. Okay, obviously, and yeah, generally Emax by IRC recommendation, generally Emax is 7% and F is 0.15. Otherwise, if there is not given in value in numericals, then you will take Emax is equal to 7% and f is equal to 0.5, otherwise given in the numerical, these values given in the numerical. Okay, so if f is equal to f less than 0.15, then take e is equal to e max, and if f greater than 0.15, then take f is equal to 0.15. Okay, so this is our step second. Let's move forward by taking f is equal to 0.15 and e is equal to e max. And yeah, step third, here take f is equal to 0.15 and take e is equal to e max. And here we need to find the actual velocity. Here we need to find actual velocity. Okay, put these two values in our formula, which is e plus f is equal to v square upon 127 r. Here va is actual velocity. Okay, so by putting these value, e max plus 0.15 is equal to va square upon 127 r. Okay, so here by doing some calculation, we'll get a va square value. One more thing, if velocity of design less than actual velocity, then condition is okay. But if velocity of design is greater than actual velocity, then you'll need to restrict the speed by providing speed limit sign there. Then restrict the speed by providing speed limit sign. Okay, if you'll get a velocity of design greater than actual velocity, then restrict the speed by providing speed limit sign there. Okay, and one more thing, yeah, this is all about of three steps of design of super elevation. Step one, here we have step 2 and step 3. Okay, do remember these steps for the sake of better simplicity in during the solving of numericals. Okay, let's move forward, and our next topic is the radius of horizontal curve. Radii of horizontal curve. So basically we have a ruling minimum radius there. We have a ruling minimum radius in curves. Our next part will be on curve tomorrow, 100%. Then you'll get a better understanding there about curves. Here we have just formula. R ruling is equal to v square upon g e plus f. So it is R ruling, and our radius of curve, which is R, and our radius of curve should be higher than R ruling. Radius of curve R should be higher than R ruling. Okay, so this is all about radii of horizontal curve. So this is it for part 2 of geometric design, and tomorrow we'll discuss about curves, which is one of the last topics, curves, setback distance, which is last topic on geometric design. And this is all about of today's session, and this is all about of numeric things of geometric design part 2. Till then, do a lot of more practice. By doing a part 3rd of geometric design, there'll be move on previous year questions of geometric design of gate examinations. Till then, do lot more practice for your gate examination, and obviously good luck for your gate examination or any other exam. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.